really kind of behind the scenes here because these lessons are usually watched in the archives, but you're here for the live taping of them. So if we mess up really bad, we're probably going to chop that out, but you're going to get to see all of our bloopers and mistakes. We'll also chop this off, so no one is going to see this part of the lesson but you. And because you're behind the scenes, you're probably going to ignore my instructions when I say, like, pause the video and go practice or whatever. You can if you want. It's just that everyone in the chat room then will be in different places in the video. That's fine. When you want to join us live again, go down to the bottom of the video, click on the live button, and that should take you straight to where we actually are now. So now here comes the part for everybody else. I'm really glad you're with us. The archives are fine, but my favorite is talking to you live. So see you in the chat room. Welcome back to KidsLearnPianoLive.com. My name is Jamin, and as you can tell from the countdown clock here, the lesson is about to begin. If this is your first time playing piano, welcome. I'm very excited for you. You're going to do great. Hopefully you already received from us the welcome packet in the mail, and maybe you even got started on the Absolute Beginners video pack to teach you the names of the notes and things like that. But if not, that's fine. You'll do great. I'll show you how to play all the notes. And if I'm going too fast for you, you can always pause the video or rewind it and go over the more difficult parts. You can always pause the video or rewind it and go over the more difficult parts. And even if you only learn a little bit of this song and you don't learn the whole thing, you'll still learn enough to help you build skills so you can learn other songs faster in the future. So jump in, give it a try. You're bound to end up at least a little bit better than you even are right now. Throughout the lesson, I may refer to Clopple Academy, and you can check out that link on the website if you want. Basically, it's a program that takes you all the way from learning the names of the notes, the very beginning, through 12 levels of classical and jazz music, through all the skills that you would need to become a professional pianist. So you would learn all the same stuff that you would learn if you're taking regular traditional piano lessons, probably plus a little bit more, but it takes about 5 to 10 years to complete. So you can just try out the first level, see if it's the kind of thing that you like, or if you just care about today's lesson and learning this song, then just ignore all those references and focus on today's lesson. If you're watching this at LearnPianoLive.com, there should be a PDF and an MP3 button right next to this video. The MP3 is a play-along track that you can use to practice more after the lesson, but a lot of students like to print out the PDF right now so they have it during the lesson. Careful, it could be up to like 30 pages, so just find the couple pages that you want and print those out. If you decide not to, that's fine. I'll show you all of the notes on screen as we go through it. And we will be going through 5 different levels of this song that all use the same play-along track. So even if you've never played piano before, you'll still be able to do level 1. And then as we go through level 2, 3, 4, and 5, then when we use that same play-along track, you just keep playing your same version. If you're watching this lesson in the archives and you have a question during the lesson, then feel free to click on that survey button. And at the end of the survey, there's a place for you to ask your question, and I will do my best to get back to you with the answer to that question. But if you're with us live as we're recording this today, then feel free to click on that chat button, and you can talk with all the other students who are logged in during the live lesson. And if you have a question about the lesson, then you can just go ahead and type that into the box that says, Ask Jamin a Question, and we will do our best to answer that question live in the lesson. All right, I think that's the end of the boring stuff. I'm ready to learn a song. Stay tuned at the end of the lesson and I'll show you how to win more points and earn more prizes next week. But for right now, let's get this party started. Welcome back, everybody. Glad that you're here. My name is Jamin, and this is Clopple. Good to see you, buddy. He'll be moving us right along. I wanted to share with you some good news and some bad news about this song.
Okay, so here we go. The bad news is, this song has a lot of jumping around, more than normal, because usually we just have like a note and then it's the next note over, and we can kind of like go like that. But this one's going to be jumping around a lot. However, there is good news, and that is the jumping around actually repeats itself a lot. So if you get the first like jumping around section, you can kind of reuse that later in the song. I'll show you what I mean. First, let me zoom in a little bit here. All right, here we go. The first note that you need. Maybe this is all that you get for today. If this is your very first lesson, then we're just going for the very first note, and that is a G. In order to find a G, we're gonna take any group of 3 black notes, like those ones, or those ones, or those ones. Any group of 3 works at all. I'm gonna take this group of 3 right here. I'm gonna take the middle note out of the group of 3, so everyone played that one. That's not the G yet. That's not the note that we're going for. We're gonna take that note right there, and we're gonna drag it a little bit to the left until we land on a white note like this right here. That one is a G. That's the note that we're going for. So that's gonna be a G, and we're gonna say the word the when we play the G, because we always wanna say the words out loud. For some reason, even though it feels like that makes it harder and everyone's like, yeah, I'm saying the words in my head. If you say them out loud, usually that helps people. So say out loud the word the when you play a G. The next one is gonna be a bit of a jump away. In fact, we're gonna jump over 2 notes here. So we're not gonna play the next one or the next one. We're gonna play that one right there. So we're gonna skip up 3 notes. So from here, we're gonna go up 1, 2, 3. 3 notes up. That's gonna be called a C, because the note right after a G, as you can see here, is right after a G is an A, because G is the last note in the musical alphabet. Let's go back a little bit. The musical alphabet goes A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and that's it. Then it starts over. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, F, G. Okay, so this one is a G. We already found that one. We're good. And then the next one over would be an A, and then a B, and then a C. And that's why if we skip over 2 notes, we'll land on a C for the word wheels. So far, what we want to have is the wheels. Try that on your own. Go ahead. The wheels. Yeah. Okay, so that's the first 2 notes. That's, I think, the biggest jump of the song. Maybe the biggest jump of the song is jumping over 2 notes like that. And then we're just gonna replay that C a whole bunch of times. We're gonna play it for the word on and the. So we got 3 C's in a row. Oh, one more too, also for a bus. So the wheels on the bus. Go ahead and try that on your own there. The wheels on the bus. Yeah, okay. Now the next 2 times that we skip, we're just gonna skip over 1 note. So we wanna skip again. After the word bus, we're gonna skip up to an E like this. You don't have to hold them all down. I'm just doing that for you. So you can just play whatever 1 note that you're on. But that's gonna be an E right there for go. And then skip again all the way up to this G. Again, you don't have to hold on to all these, but this skip up here is gonna be a G, and that's gonna be round. You'll notice also that this one is right below the middle note in a group of 3 black notes. Just like we found the G down here, you could find that same G up here. Same exact thing. So we have the wheels on the bus go round. And maybe some of you are feeling a little bit overwhelmed, like, this is too many notes. If that's the case, that's cool. Just practice the ones that are a challenge for you. I'm gonna move on. You can come back to this video later on and pick up the rest of the notes. Or what some people like to do is just, they don't know how to play it, but they're just watching me to see if it all makes sense or not. And then they go practice it later. So whatever the case, those are our first notes. The wheels on the bus go round. And then we're gonna reuse these same exact notes. So we already played an E. Right here, we're gonna play another one right there. We already played a C, we're gonna play another one right there. So we had C and E and G, and we're gonna play those backwards in order to get round and round. So just using these 4 notes here, the wheels on the bus go round and round. Yeah, and so for some of you, this is gonna be a really easy song because you've already played really difficult songs before and you've practiced for hundreds and hundreds or maybe thousands of hours and you're like, I can totally do this, move on faster. And some of you, like, this is your first song and you should not try to get the whole entire thing down. Just try to get a little piece of it. We're all at different levels and we all start at the same place, which is not being able to play any of the notes at all. So whatever you need to practice, then work on that. I am gonna move on to the next section though, in the same way that we just went from there and then skipped to get round and round. If you did that exact same move but accidentally started on this note right here, which is a D, you would come up with these notes like that. It's just a D and then skip and then skip. Yeah, so that same exact move, just starting on a different note. So the first one is round and round. The next one starts on D and goes round and round. And then this one right here, look at this. G, E, C, it's the same thing you already did. Like I said, these are all gonna get repeated. So if you know that first part, you already know the next part, G, E, C. Okay, if you don't know that first part, that's all cool. Just practice whatever section is a challenge for you. Now, all the entire thing that we did, the wheels on the bus go round and round, this entire first line right here, all of that gets reused starting right here. The wheels on the bus go round and round. That entire thing is notes that you've already played. Same words, same notes, same rhythm, same everything. So if you know the first line, you already know the third line. And if you're practicing the first line, don't worry. When you get to the third line, you're already going to know it. Okay? Cool. Just check in the chat to see if there are any other questions we need to hit. All right, cool. We're going to move on. We have 4 notes left, and then we're already done with level 1. I know, Clopple. It's amazing. Yeah, we kind of rushed through this one because there's so much repeating. So we have all through the town at the end of that. And it's going to be a D. And we're gonna skip down to a G. That's the note that we began the whole entire thing on. So D all the way down to G, and then the town is G to C. So those last 4 notes, all through the town. That's the entire last line. Then eventually with the track, it would sound like this. If you need to pause the video and practice up all the notes that you're working on, that's cool. If you want to just play along with us, that's cool too. Ignore the notes that you can't get and get all the ones that you can. Here we go. Maybe it's just the first couple notes. On your mark, get set. 1, 2, ready, go. The wheels on the bus go round and round. Yep, round and round. And then here comes the beginning again. The wheels on the bus go round and round, all through the town. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so that might require some more practice. Maybe you're already ready for level 2. Whatever the case, you've done a lot of really good work so far. It's time to sit back, relax, and join us in the Clopple's Rockstar Theater.
Can I play Super Mario Ground theme?
Nice job. If you want to be the featured video of the week, then send your videos along. Let me know in the video if you want to be a featured video or if you're just sending in for feedback. But for right now, I've got a little bit of feedback to the answer of mailbag.
If you'd like to win an extra 750 points by being the mailbag winner, just fill out the survey at the end of the lesson or send us a message anytime during the week using the contact button at the top of the page.
And this week it's from Abby S, who says, Dear J-Man, how do I know which fingers to use for each key? The short answer is you don't, and it doesn't really matter. However, there are some rules for fingering that most piano teachers like to teach, and that is maybe one of them would be, on a song like this, it's kind of especially hard because there's so much jumping around. There's no way that like you can fit all of those notes into just one like hand position or whatever. So here are the general rules that you should kind of follow if you can. try to make the highest note your pinky. So if you've got the wheels on the bus go round and round, then don't use your pinky until you get to the highest note of that section. So like on this one here, you can already just look at it and see, okay, what's the highest note up here? Oh, it's gonna be that G. So that one's probably gonna be your pinky, and then your thumb is probably gonna be the lowest one. So this one down here should probably be your thumb because it's the lowest note, and this one should probably be your pinky because it's the highest note. If you don't play it that way, that's cool. If you just play it with one finger, that works. As long as the notes are coming out, the notes are coming out. But in general, make the highest one your pinky, the lowest one your thumb. And then maybe the only other rule that I would really worry about for right now is try not to cross over your fingers like this, doing that stuff, or like trying to do that stuff. Any of the fingers crossing over. Now the thumb, you can cross over the thumb all you want. So if you're playing here and you want to go to there, that's totally allowed. Or if you're playing here and you want to tuck your thumb underneath, you can cross over your thumb all you want, but try not to cross over these 4 fingers if possible. So those are some general guidelines to maybe think about as you're trying to get the notes out. But the number one rule is just get the notes out. If it sounds like the song, it sounds like the song. It doesn't matter what fingers or toes you used or whatever you used to make the sounds happen. All right, let's go back to some artists from the past. So this guy's name was Rachmaninoff, and you actually might have heard, there's a reference to Rachmaninoff in the original Willy Wonka movie. He was a pianist and a composer who died in 1943, so it was a while back, but he composed classical music and a lot of piano music. So this song that I'm going to play for you right now, you might have heard this song before. This is Rachmaninoff's song. Kind of spooky, kind of scary, kind of like his picture. And then one other composer that I wanted to tell you about today, and that is a lady named Ella Fitzgerald, who's probably my favorite singer in the entire world. Ella Fitzgerald sang jazz. This is one of her earliest songs right here, Tisket a Tasket. And she's probably the most famous jazz singer in the world, maybe tied with Billie Holiday. And she's one of my favorites. In fact, she's so much my favorite that I named my first kid Ella after Ella Fitzgerald. So my first daughter's name is Ella. Ella Fitzgerald, a really important one. And actually, both of them, Rachmaninoff and Ella Fitzgerald, both have birthdays in this month, the month of April. And some of you guys have April birthdays as well. I'd like to wish all of you a happy birthday. All right, happy birthday to all of you. It's now time for one of my favorite parts of the lesson. It's secret information.
Secret information.
And this week, in our top secret information folder, the first thing that it says is that this song uses something called broken chords. Broken chords. Yeah, broken chords just means if you've played chords before, then you already know that's like, it's usually a collection of like 3 notes, right? So broken chords is just when you play a chord, but you don't play all the notes at the same time, you kind of break it apart. And so when we go like this, round and round, that's actually a C chord, it's just broken. And when we go round and round, That's just a G chord, but it's broken. So this melody uses broken chords. All right, the next thing on our top secret information folder is that the end of this is something called an authentic cadence. An authentic cadence. So an authentic cadence just means that whatever key you're in, we're in the key of C right now, we're gonna go from the 5 of the key to the 1 of the key. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're gonna go from the 5 to the 1. So we're gonna go from a G to a C. And as soon as we get to level 2, you'll notice this. Now, most level 2 players don't know this. That's why it's secret information. That right here, having a G to a C at the end, all the professional piano players know that that's called an authentic cadence. All right, last piece of secret information is that these notes are what's called swung. And you're only gonna see swing happen, or straight happen on these 8th notes. So the ones that have the bars or the flags. And so what swung means is that not all the notes come out perfectly even. Some of them are a little bit lopsided. So usually, like this one right here would go wheels and then it would go on the bus, and they would all get the same exact value on the bus. But on this one, this second one right here kind of scooches over a little bit and it'd be like on the bus. So if you go to level 2, when you go to level 2 here, you'll notice that I'm not actually playing these notes exactly the way this is written because all those 8th notes are swung, which means that one of them gets pushed over just a little bit. So that's all the secret information I have about the song, but I do still have the secret about who won this month's art contest. Maybe it's you. Way to go, you've already got your points for that. And of course, the last question is, who won this week's raffle? All right, congratulations. You're ready? Let's go to level 2.
Transitioning to level 2. This may be confusing to level 1 students, so please continue to practice the level 1 version.
Okay, so here we are on level 2. This is the exact same notes that we already had. So if you're working on level 1, the level 2 people are gonna play the exact same thing as you, but now it's on the official lines and spaces of the treble clef. So it looks a little bit scarier, but it's actually the same exact thing that we already did. So if you know the notes for the level 1, you already know the notes for level 2. But we do have this thing right here, these 3 guys right here, 3 rests at the beginning, which is why we start with a note before the band comes in right here. So the band is going to start on this note, and when we count it, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, And then that's 1, 2, 3, and on 4, that's when we come in. I think that's about the only thing that we need to go over for level 2. Otherwise, it's the same exact notes as level 1, and the notes are even written in for you. So if you've done level 1, you might want to just take a peek at level 2 because you might be surprised how easy it is to play, even though it looks really scary. Let's all try it together. Get all the notes that you can. Don't worry about any of the notes that you miss. On your mark, get set. 1, 2, 1, 2, go. The wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. The wheels on the bus go round and round, all through the town. Yeah, that's it. Oh, goodness, too slow. We only did it once, Clapple. What do you... Okay. Yeah, you're right. Okay, so it is the same exact notes as level 1. Maybe we are ready for level 3 already. Somehow, let's go to level 3.
Transitioning to level 3. This may be confusing to level 1 and 2 students. Please continue to practice your own level.
Okay, so here on level 3, it's the same thing as level 2, except now we've added in the left-hand notes. Now, more good news here, and that is we only have 2 notes in the entire left hand. It's going to be a C, and then it's going to be a G. And I'm actually going to zoom out now because we're kind of dealing with more letters than we were before. So there's going to be a G, a C, and a G. The first C comes in on the word wheels. As you can see here in the left hand, we've got a C on the left hand while the right hand plays wheels. And then we've got the G in the left hand that happens on the word round. So on the word round, your left hand's gonna play a G, and on the word wheels, your left hand's gonna play a C, and that's during your right hand. If you're not ready for level 3 yet, then just stick with level 1 and 2. But if you are a level 3 person, then it would go something like this. The wheels on the bus go round and round. Here comes that G, round and round. Yeah, that's how it's supposed to go. There's another C that happens on round. There's another G that happens on all, and another C that happens on town, but you only have those 2 notes, G and C, back and forth, starting on a C. If you want to try on level 3, playing only the left hand and no right hand, that's cool, you can try that. Or if you're on level 1 or 2, you can just play all the notes that you know along with us. But everyone trying your own version, get all the notes that you can, don't worry about the ones that you miss. Let's go. 2, 3, go. I'm sorry, I did not hear the clicks at the beginning. 1, 2, 1, 2, go. The on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. The wheels on the bus go round and round, all through the town. Yeah, that's it. That's it. All right, so. Talking about, we only played it once. However, you are right, there are only 2 left-hand notes in there, so maybe it's time to go on to level 4 somehow already. Let's go.
Transitioning to level 4. This may be unsettling to lower levels. Please continue to practice your own level.
Okay, so before we talked about broken chords when we were doing that secret information stuff, this is kind of a broken chord, except down here during the C chord time, that's wheels on the bus. By the way, if any of these words that I'm using aren't making sense, you can ask a question if you're live, or you can ask a question in the archives through the survey at the end of the lesson, or you can just go to learnpianolive.com/level4, because I'm using a lot of really big words here. But when it's time for the C chord, we're going to play the C chord kind of broken, just the bottom note and then the top, kind of back and forth like that. That's totally acceptable. The official entire left hand thing is doing that, but every other time, not going to a C, going to a G. So C, G, C, G. And this is what you'd use for a lot of these, what I'd call folk songs. So, on the G, we have the same thing. This move right here. And I can almost hear you through the screen. I can't reach all those notes at the same time. You don't have to. So you could just do like that. I'm only using 2 fingers for that whole thing. Now, if you can reach it, that's super convenient to be able to just do that. But you don't have to be able to reach it in order to play this stuff. All right, so I'm going to show you what that's going to sound like with both hands together on the on level 4. But if you're on level 1, 2, or 3, then just do your own version. If you need to pause the video and practice, that's cool. But if you're live with us, just get all the notes that you can. Don't worry about any of the ones that you miss. Each one of these times we practice it, you mess up a little bit, you're getting a little bit better. Let's go. 1, 2, 1, 2, go. The wheels on the bus. That's the whole entire thing. I think, Kloppel, I beat you to it this time. We're ready for level 5.
Transitioning to level 5. This may be terrifying to lower levels. Please continue to practice your own level.
And for some reason, my level 5 is not the same as your level 5. If you are a Music Lessons in a Box subscriber, you have something that is not just bars here. And honestly, I don't know what we're going to do about this. Let me see real quick if I can fix this and come back with the numbers. We'll be right back. Sorry for this. All right, so that was weird. I'm not sure what's up with my PDF, but I will figure out. So if you're in the archives or if you're a Music Lessons in a Box subscriber, you have the right thing. It's just the people who are live doing these live lessons. Sometimes this stuff comes up like that. But here's the idea. We're going to, actually, let me see if I can use this. Yeah, so we're going to use this chart right here. We're going to take all of those notes that we were playing before. So before we were playing like C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Now we're not going to play with those letters. We're going to turn all those into numbers so that it is now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1, just like the chart says. And we're going to play these numbers here. The numbers on the top are for the right hand. The numbers on the bottom are for the left hand, which is easier to see with these colored bars, except that they're covering up the notes right now, which is really irritating. So we're going to go 5, 1, 1, 1, 1, 3, 5, 3, 1, 2, 7, 5, like that, and try to play them in numbers instead if you're on level 5. If you are not on level 5, then that probably seems weird and you can't figure out why we would use that. But it's actually really helpful in the future for changing keys and stuff. But we're not changing keys. We're going to stay in the key of C. No matter what level you're on, then everybody just pause the video and practice if you're in the archives, if you need to, or if you're live with us, get all the notes that you can. We're probably all gonna mess up a little bit somehow, but we're all gonna get a little bit better each time we do. Let's try it. 2, and a 1, 2, go. 5, 1, 1, 1, 1, 3, 5, 3, 1, 2, 7, 5, 5, 3, 1, 5, 1, 1, 1, 1, 3, 5, 3, 1, 2, 5, 5, 1. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, that's all of them. That's level 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Too slow, he says. All right, you ready? Let's do this. Let's all move to the insanity level and play it crazy fast. together.
Now transitioning to the insanity level. Please proceed with caution. If you feel queasy, please sit upright and breathe deeply.
Okay, so whatever version you were doing, then just do that version because this is going to be crazy. I'm going to attempt level 4 on the insanity level. It's just going to be crazy fast. Everyone start on a C, start on a G if you can, and then maybe end on a G or a C. We'll play all white notes. How about that? That'll be our one rule. Everybody play all white notes. Don't play any black notes, and it should kind of sound right-ish. On your mark, get set. This is going to be a little weird. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. The round. Woo. All right. That is all of it. That is level 1. That's level 2.